morning. This is the Committee on Parole. We are now at Iberia Parish Jail. It's Tuesday, 6, 2023. And would staff there at Iberia please introduce yourself for the record?
My name is Terry Eugene Dolan.
Yeah, let me ask the officer to introduce herself.
Deputy Laura Tarver.
All right. Thank you for accommodating us this morning. So, Mr. Dolan, what is your DOC number?
I'm not sure. I don't have it memorized.
Okay, let me ask you, let's see, stand by. What is the last 4 digits of your social security number? What year were you born?
1974.
Okay, I have your DOC number as 774874. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Let me ask the deputy could you adjust the camera a little bit? There, much better. Thank you. Hi, Mr. Dolan. My name is Cheryl Renatza. This is Mrs. Parole to my left, Mrs. Bonnie Jackson to my right. We're here for a revocation decision this morning. I'll read the allegations against you, and then you'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. Now, as I understand it, you refused to participate in your preliminary hearing. Is that correct?
Not really.
What?
I didn't have a way to get to the probation office, and by the time I did, the officers.
No, I'm talking about your preliminary hearing. So it appears that on April 19th, there was a parole officer who visited with you at the jail to have a preliminary hearing. And the note says that you refused to participate in the hearing. So let me ask you some questions that would have been asked to you at that time. Have you ever been treated for mental illness in the past 5 years, or are you currently taking medication for a mental disorder?
Yes, I am.
So yes, you're being treated?
I take medication for bipolar disorder.
Okay, all right. Can you read and write?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Okay. Do you understand the parole violation charges against you?
Not really.
Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Do you want to speak on your behalf?
Yes, I do.
Before you were incarcerated, what was your average monthly income?
Like about 2,500 a month, something like that.
Okay. All right. Do you own any property?
Do I have property?
Own any
No.
property? Okay.
No, I don't.
All right. So we'll go ahead and proceed. You want to proceed? You're not eligible for appointed counsel this morning. You want to go ahead and proceed with this revocation here?
Yeah, I want to see what happened.
Want to proceed?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Let me get there. Okay, so let me read the allegations against you. You'll enter a plea of guilty or not guilty, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So you're accused of violating the conditions of your parole. Condition number 1. You failed to report to the probation and parole office within 48 hours of your release from jail. You also failed to contact anyone with probation and parole within 48 hours of your release. How do you plead to violating condition number 1?
Not guilty.
Then condition number 3, you failed to provide your officer with a valid address upon your release from jail. You were also arrested on March 29, 2023 by Kansas City PD, Missouri. You did not have permission to be out of state and failed to notify your officer that you were out of state. How do you plead to violation of condition number 3?
I don't know. I'm having a hard time hearing over this computer.
You want me to read it again?
Yeah, can you read it one more time? I'm gonna try to listen a little bit.
This is condition number 3, and it reads, You failed to provide your officer with a valid address upon your release from jail. You also were arrested on March 29th, 2023 by Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. You did not have permission to be out of state and failed to notify your officer that you were out of state. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty?
Not guilty.
Okay. And this is the last one. It's condition number 9. You failed to provide your residence to your officer so that you could be visited there. So how do you plead to violating condition number 9?
What was the question again?
You failed to provide your residence to your officer so you could be visited there.
Oh, okay. I don't remember, so I don't know. I guess not guilty for that too.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So you were released to Johnson County, Kansas, to a detainer. Your good time down in January to that detainer. Is that right?
I'm sorry. What was the question again?
You released on good time in January to a detainer in Johnson County, Kansas. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Then you were released from Johnson County on February 21st, 2023. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes. That's correct.
So after that, never reported back to your Louisiana parole officer. Is that correct?
I never reported back. That's what you said?
I'm asking you, did you?
No, I never did. No.
Why?
I had no way. I had no ride. No way to get there.
You have access to a phone?
Yeah, I could have used the phone, but I mean, I had nobody to help me get there, so I had no way to get there. You know.
Well, I don't really have any other questions of you, Mr. Doling. You violated the conditions of your release. We have transported you back to Louisiana at a substantial cost. I had
no way to get to the office, and the office was. I had no way to get to the.
I know. You should have made contact by phone. It's your responsibility to do so, to keep in touch with your officer.
All right.
Mrs. Jackson has some questions.
Are you homeless?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Where's your family?
They're up in. They're all over, like Chicago, Kansas, and like in Texas. They're all around.
How did you end up in Louisiana?
How'd I get back? I rode over here on the. I was deported back here from Kansas City, Missouri, on the airlines.
No. How did you, before you were sent to Kansas City, since you don't have any family in Louisiana, why were you in Louisiana in the first place?
Well, I have friends that are down here, and I came down here to visit a friend of mine, and I ended up all over the place, you know. So, you know what I mean? So, I was visiting my friend.
Does your family know where you are?
Yeah, they do. They know where I'm at. My mom does anyway.
How does she know?
Because I've been talking to her on the phone.
Okay, so you have access to a phone. You could ask your mom to call probation.
Mom doesn't live down here. She lives in Kansas. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but she can call anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I know. I should have done all that, but nobody even told me anything about probation. They just gave me a bunch of paperwork and let me out of the jailhouse. So I didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean?
All right, that's all I have, Mr. Mills.
All right. You signed some paperwork, your release certificate, when you were released from jail in Louisiana. You remember that?
Kind of.
Well, you signed that you acknowledge and understand all this.
I understand.
Well, you signed January 5th, 2023. And you released. Where did you release from?
From here, from where I'm at right now.
In Iberia?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, you released from Iberia Parish. I don't know what to do with you, Mr. Darling. I find that you have violated the conditions of parole, condition number 1, 3, and 9. My vote this morning is going to be to revoke your parole and then try to connect you with a transition specialist that can help you reconnect with your family.
Okay.
You can reapply for another parole hearing once you get yourself straight and get a better plan. You understand that?
Yes, I do. Yep.
So my vote today is to revoke, Mr. Darling. This is why.
Mr. Terry, I wish you well, but my vote is the same to revoke. And I really want you to cooperate with the mental health staff. Really cooperate with your medications and let them know how it's working so you can get some adjustments and, while you're incarcerated.
Where am I going to be now? Where do I stand now?
They'll tell you.
Okay. All right.
All right. My vote is the same. I find that you violated your conditions and vote to revoke.
All right, Mr. Darling, we're going to try to get you some help. Good luck to you, sir. Thanks, Deputy Tarver, for accommodating us this morning. We're going to sign off at 8:31.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day, ladies.